Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek. We're so sorry, skeletons, you're so misunderstood.
Alright, what's up guys? It's Halloween. It's the 31st. We have an alligator costume for him. We're gonna walk him downtown. That's besides the point. You guys clicked on this video because you want to know how to go to college in the Navy, and I'm here to tell you your #1 source for military information, DDBK videos. There's a subscribe button if you want. Also, you can like the video to boost my ego. Social media like Instagram, second channel is in the description down below. Highly recommend following those where you can see pictures of my dog and or my anus. Alright, to start off as a pretext, going to the college while in the military is very important. Career progression, nowadays it's a standard to have a degree out in the working force and or a trade, but you can do both while you're in the military. Today we're specifically going to talk about degrees. We'll touch on trades a little bit, but this is about how to get your degree while in the military. I had an HM2 tell me when I was an HN going through training, which is weird because I'm an HM2 now, so it's weird like looking back on it. And this guy said, he's like, if you join, like we're all at attention, if you joined for college benefits, do your 4 years and get the F out of my military. Which I thought was one of the dumbest statements. If the military is gonna get theirs out of you, which you can serve regardless, you can love serving. I love serving, dude. I wouldn't change my life right now for much of anything unless it was like, here's $100 million and now you go play Fortnite and pay your bills with that. But, right, like, people love serving, but while you're serving, if you can get your degree at the same time, why don't you? Begging on people for wanting to have a higher education just makes you sound like an idiot. So I'm gonna show you guys how not to be that type of person. Once you join, normally there's a probationary period where your chain of command wants you to learn your job. I know at my first hospital, because I'm a corpsman, they're like, you have to be on board for more than a year for us to sign off on a TA agreement. TA is tuition assistance. Essentially, each year, the government will pay for you to go to school. This isn't even touching your GI Bill. When you enlist in the military, you serve honorably for a contract, you get a GI Bill, which is like 4 years of school. You can do the Montgomery, which is like 4 years of school, they just pay you instead. And then there's other yellow ribbon programs you can jump into. But TA, to start off with, tuition assistance is what you use while you're actively serving. This is for active duty. You route a special request through your chain of command. It gets signed off by your chief. Your chief can say yay or nay, right? Once it's approved, you then route it through My Navy College or your educational portal. You'll know what I'm talking about once you're in. Once you're in, just go to My Navy portal, find your educational college link, and then you can route it up that way. You're gonna pair with your command, get with an academic advisor from a local college or whatever college you wanna go to. They'll make a degree plan, you route that with your special request chit. Once it gets approved, you then get a voucher for cash. So when you turn the voucher into the school, it will pay off your entire sum you owe for attending that school. Book fees and stuff like that, that's on you. You can use FAFSA if you want. I'm not gonna explain FAFSA, I'm assuming you know what it is. It's like a government grant, they give you money. You can use FAFSA, I've used FAFSA to pay off your schooling, but realistically it's a small dent compared to the rest of the school you're getting for free. A lot of reasons why chiefs say no to signing off your TA is if you have a warfare device that you signed a page 13 for, like corpsman, when you go with Marines, you need to get your FMF pin. If you don't have your FMF pin, they're not signing off on a TA request. If you're too early in your career and you don't know your job yet, if you've gotten in trouble or like failed your PFA, because then they're gonna say you don't need to go to school in your free time, you need to be focusing on that. Boom, #1 way to go to school while actively serving. 2, this is what I did. If you did fall into that, you don't have your warfare device or you're too early in this command, me when I got to my first duty station, I paid out of pocket for this schooling. Now, while you're in the military and you're not married and you're just chilling literally right out of high school, you have a ton of money with no bills. Military pays everything, man. Your housing, your food, like anything you could think of. So I had a bunch of lump sum cash lying around and I paid for my schooling by myself. And then I think my chain of command realized he went through and paid by himself. Let's just go sign off his TA since he's gonna be a hard ass about it. Do I recommend? Probably not. I did it anyway. If you've been scoring high enough throughout your high school career and you've even taken community colleges, you can apply for grants. Grants are pretty much lump sums of change that people give to you and or organizations. There's tons of grants out there that you could apply for, and there are military grants that you can put yourself into to get school paid for and or pocket the cash while TA pays for school. The third way is US Maps and Navy Cool. These are both the credentialing programs used for trades. So based off your job, you're qualified to test out for certain trades. It's essentially like CLEPing classes. If you guys went to college, you guys know, like say you need X amount of, classes for your college degree. Let's say you already are extremely well versed in algebra. You can CLEP and or test out of algebra and get the credits for the class just for taking one test. Navy lets you do this through Navy Cool and US Maps, which is like basically an apprenticeship agency. So Navy Cool, that's how I got my phlebotomist and the people who draw your blood, and medical assistant, which is kind of like a licensed vocational nurse equivalent in the medical field. You can get your EMT through it, you can get personal trainer, you can get everything. And I'm just naming off some medical stuff because that's what I know personally, but obviously your job would give you different credentials. US Maps is an apprenticeship thing where you report you do X amount of hours at your job, doing your job what you're doing, so you can get a civilian certification for it. That one's free. US Maps is free. It's just a little bit of administrative paperwork and asking the right people how to file it. On their websites, they will have how you get vouchers signed off by your chain of command, and then how to submit it to get your national certification. The last way, my buddy Garcia, who's been a mentor since I joined the military, he's currently out of the military, he was in Prep Med. When I came in as a baby corpsman, he took me under his wing, showed me like pretty much everything. He was going for his degree in environmental health. He was in preventive medicine. We had environmental health officers. Pretty much he was looking at what they were doing. He's like, I can do that. So started going to school for it. However, he already had his bachelor's in criminal justice. So what he was doing was he was using TA, and when he would max out of TA, which it's hard to max out, like he went full time, he used his GI Bill. So you are allowed to use your GI Bill while actively serving if you've hit a time requirement, which I'm pretty sure is 3 years. If you serve 3 years actively, I'm pretty sure you can start dipping into your GI Bill, which you have the post 9/11 and the Montgomery. Post 9/11 automatic, everyone gets it. The Montgomery you buy into with $1,200, and you can add an additional $600 on top of that as the buy-up program, to where they pay you X amount of money no matter where you go. So your GI Bill will pay for your school and then give you BH of an E5 single where your school is located. So if you're located in, like, say a place that's cheap to live, you'll have a small allotment of money coming to you. Whereas if you just go to school where it's super cheap to live and go to school, or you go to a yellow ribbon program, which means, or your state has like a veterans program where your state will pay for the school, then you use the Montgomery program to pay you like $2K in cash pocket. So your school's being paid for, your $2K is being pocketed, and then you could still work a side job. Those are your ways on how to go to school while actively in the military. I'm still going to school. I've been going to school since I came in, on and off, on and off. It's a little hard right now because I'm on sea duty, and our schedule is a lot more, how do I say this, flip-flopping. My schedule flip-flops. I never know when I'm getting out of work. Could be 3, could be 5, could be 8. Who knows? I might come in on Saturday. So I'm taking online classes right now, but you are more than welcome to take in-person classes. I've taken in-person classes when I was on shore duty. I just found it was much more convenient to take online classes. Plus, half the time the answers might be on Quizlet. You didn't hear that from me. Good luck, guys. Hope you guys can get your degree. If you do, let me know in the comments if I helped you out at all. If not, just tell me to F off, and I'll go delete my channel because I can't deal with pressure. Bro, I need to get sponsored by Bath & Body Works. This is just amazing.
Scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek.
We're so sorry, skeletons, you're so misunderstood.